My name is Lindy Sutherland. I'm one of the family owners of Kariega Game Reserve, and I'm the CEO of the Kariega Foundation. The thing that fascinates me most about the evolving story of the Eastern Cape and Kariega Game Reserve is the location where we find ourselves. So Kariega Game Reserve is located at the convergence point of two of only 36 biodiversity hotspots in the world. South Africa only has two biodiversity hotspots, and they both converge right here in the Eastern Cape. So biodiversity hotspots to me are fascinating because they were born out of the desire to answer a very complex question in the world, which was, how do we conserve as many species as possible at the lowest cost? And that question was posed in the early 1990s when we were losing so many species to extinction. And the research proved that our existence as human beings depended on this broad base of biodiversity that supported us. And we would get to a tipping point where we had lost so many species that we had basically signed our own extinction. So in response to that, global conservation identified these biodiversity hotspots, which really have become the most important areas in the world to conserve. The fact that we exist at the convergence point of two really kind of gives us an incredible substance to the fact that conservation in the Eastern Cape only started 36 years ago. And it started with Kariega Game Reserve in Shamwari. So in just 36 years, from the Kariega Game Reserve perspective, we have knitted together 24 different farms to bring 12,000 hectares together. We have established an ecotourism business based off 5 different luxury lodges that can house up to 200 people at any one time on this reserve. And we have rewilded all of the various species, including the big 5, into this landscape. The Kariega Foundation Trust was actually registered officially in 2010. I wasn't involved in the business at the time. My father and my brothers and the Fuller family were. The values of the owners at that time were commerce and conservation. That's where we had to start, but always community. There was always an intention to bring the community into the story and to benefit the community through this growing landscape. And I remember so many conversations with my dad when I was younger. I was 18 years old when he started Kariega Game Reserve in 1989. I remember so many conversations with him, and his eyes would twinkle when he spoke about how many people could he employ and how many lives could he change and how much industry and income could he bring into the Eastern Cape to bring this region to life. For me, that's the thing that excites me most about the partnership today between Kariega Game Reserve and the Kariega Foundation Trust, is that you've got this marriage and this partnership between a truly robust commercial entity that has a consciousness for doing good, and then you've got a truly independent, vibrant non-profit organization that leverages every aspect of the commercial business in order to raise and generate as much funding as possible to reinvest authentically into conservation and community. The ultimate vision being that collectively we want to unite this conservation-minded community that exists from our guests, from our volunteers, from the communities that live on our border, that work together authentically to protect and preserve our wildlife and our planet, but also our people.